In this video, we are going to review how to manage your user permissions within Canix. In the admin section, you will click on User Permissions. User permissions is a very important part of compliance, and you'll see the various groups we have here. Let's create a new group from scratch though. In the top right corner, click on Create New Group. Since we are just testing things out for the time being, we will name this group Experiment, but you can name it anything based on your business needs. Harvest team, cultivation team, sales team, distro team, accounting team. And then you'll have 3 access for permissions: full access, read-only, or no access. Certain permission groups will also have sub-permissions to choose from. You will see a drop-down arrow on the right-hand side for sub-permissions. Now, in the previous video on how to create a new user, we made Sarah a part of the cultivation team. So Sarah is going to keep her full access to plants and harvests. For the inventory section, there might be certain things where I only want her to have read-only access and not full access. Remember, full access is the equivalent of read and write versus just read-only. We will go ahead and click on the down arrow for the inventory category to see what sub-permissions we have to choose from. We have inventory availability, packages, and non-cannabis items. So I would let Sarah, based upon what she's going to do with her job, I'll say we'll give her full access for inventory availability and full access for packages. We will just leave non-cannabis items as read-only. And then we can click the up arrow to minimize the drop-down menu. Even though Sarah is not a member of the sales team at our company, we will still take a look at the sub-permissions you can choose from. We have sales orders, and we also have LeafLink orders. We're going to review what LeafLink is and how you can incorporate LeafLink into your Canix account in a later video. You also have outgoing transfers and customers. So for Sarah's role, we will just leave LeafLink orders as read-only. Outgoing transfers we'll have as read-only, and customers will leave as read-only. Full access for sales orders is fine with us. Since Sarah's not on the manufacturing team, we will give her no access to manufacturing. And even though Sarah is not a part of the accounting team, we'll still take a look at the various sub-permissions. You have inventory look-back, you have harvest profitability, you have sales reports and brand reports. Tags and labels can just stay at full access, and if someone was going to have admin privileges, they would have access to everything, like facility data, metric submissions, integrations, and billing details. Sarah is not going to have admin access, but it's very important that you keep an eye on who you give admin access to in your company. After you have everything filled out, you go ahead and click on Save in the top right-hand corner. And as you can see at the very bottom of the user permission groups list, Experiment has been created. And you're even able to see the categories that show full, partial, or no access. Now let's say I wanted to make a modification to this permission group. I could click on where it says Experiment, and then for inventory, I can change it to no access. And even when I click on the drop-down menu to see the sub-permission groups, everything is under no access. So in the top right-hand corner, I click Save, and the Experiment Permissions group has now been updated. You will see where it shows inventory having no access. Now, let's say I wanted to add Sarah, the user we created, to this group. Going into User Management, I would select Sarah's name, and in the top right-hand corner, underneath the Actions drop-down, I would select Assign Permission Group. From here, I could select the experiment group, and when I click on Assign, her user information will now be updated. Her name, phone, and email address will remain the same, but her permission group has now been updated from Cultivation Technician to Experiment. So in this video, we learned how to create a user permission group, how to modify an existing user permission group, and how to reassign a permission group for an existing user in Canix. For more tips, tricks, and tutorials, please subscribe to our YouTube channel as we are uploading new training videos weekly. If you would like to review more information about our product or see it in action, feel free to reach out to us at canix.com.